Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
हरे कृष्ण वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। शीला प्रभुपाद की जय। All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Purana. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity karma khanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Sanita Ramya from Sharjah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Anita Ramya Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your sweet association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devidasi from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yeshumati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, chanting so beautifully. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please go ahead, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. My humble obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. This is Sundarangi Radha Devidasi from Canada. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Sundarangi Radha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association every single day. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Karuna Devidasi.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day and doing wonderful services to the group. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shamagari Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shamagauri Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and thank you for all the beautiful services to the group. Very grateful to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Braj Mohan Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 7th canto, 14th chapter, 34th verse. Hari Bol. So before I hand over the call to Prabhuji, I would like to read a brief introduction about today's speaker Braj Mohan Prabhuji. His Grace Braj Mohan Prabhuji is a monk, a life coach and a inspirational speaker. Prabhuji is a disciple of His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj and a resident monk at ISKCON Chowpatty, India. He is a student mentor at the Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay, where he also earned B.Tech degree. Prabhuji has a Masters of Science degree in quantum physics from University of Illinois, Chicago. Braj Mohan Prabhuji has given seminars on science, spirituality, leadership, relationship, and self-development. He has been speaking on various topics at prestige universities and at several corporations in India and US for over a decade. Using ancient wisdom for current dilemmas, his message inspires the audience to think deep, act right, and live full. Hare Krishna. This is a very brief introduction about today's speaker. I think Prabhuji is not yet joined. If anybody would like to introduce themselves, they can introduce. Is this Nitya Narsimha Prabhuji who used to join us before? It's the same Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Yeah, Mataji, Nitya Narasimha Das from Krishna Katha Desh, Qatar. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat
Hari
Pranam.
Bol Prabhuji, after a long time hearing your voice, please join us regularly.
Sure, Mataji. Friday is holiday here, so I am joining other days. The time is constrained, but I am joining in the in the evening. Chaitanya Bhagavat and Srimad Bhagavatam.
Oh, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very nice to hear you back.
हरे कृष्ण गंधर्विका माता जी दंडवत प्रणाम शिला प्रभुपाद जी गुरु महाराज की जय दासी प्रसाद हरे
Hare
कृष्ण
Krishna, Preeti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving a recitation every single day. Welcome to the call. I was missing you. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranams. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vasundhara Devi Dasi from Bangalore, India. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vasundhara Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, all glories Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharajis. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Raleigh.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 14th chapter, 34th verse. Prabhuji, over to you. Hare Krishna. Very nice to see you after a long time, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14, titled Ideal Family Life, text number 34. Yeah. Patram tu atra niruktam vai kavibhi patra vittamai harir evaika urvisha yanmayam vai characharam. Patram, the true person, to whom charity must be given, 2. But atra in the world, Niruktam decided why indeed Kavibhi by learned scholars. Patra Vittamai were expert in finding the actual person to whom charity must be given. Harihi, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Eva certain. Indeed, Ekaha, only one, Urvisha, O King of the earth, Yat Mayam, in whom everything is resting, Vai, from whom everything is coming, Characharam, all that is moving or non-moving within this universe. Translation: O King of the earth, it has been decided by expert learned scholars that only the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in whom all that is moving or non-moving within this universe is resting, and from whom everything is coming, is the best person to whom everything must be given. Purport: whenever we perform some religious act in terms of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, we must perform it according to time, place, and person. Kala, Desha, Patra. Narada Muni has already described the Desha, place, and Kala, time. The Kala has been described in verses 20 through 24, beginning with the words Ayane Vishuve Kuryat, Jati Pate Dinakshaye. The places for giving charity or performing ritualistic ceremonies have been described in verses 30 through 33, beginning with Saramsi Pushkaradini, Kshetrani Arhashritani Utaha. Now, to whom everything must be given is decided in this verse. Harir Evaika Urvisha Yanmayam Vaicharacharam. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the root of everything, and therefore he is the best patra or person to whom everything must be given. In the Bhagavad Gita 5.29 it is said, Bhoktaram Yagyatapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram Suhridam Sarvabhutana Gnatva Mam Shanti Mrichati. If one wants to enjoy real peace and prosperity, he should give everything to Krishna, who is the real enjoyer, real friend, and real proprietor. It is therefore said, Yatataror Mula Nishechanena Tripyanti Tatskanda Bhujopashaka Pranopahara Cha Indriyana Tataiva Sarvaharanam Achyutejya. By worshipping or satisfying Achyuta, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, one can satisfy everyone. Just as one can water the branches, leaves, and flowers of a tree simply by watering its root, or as one satisfies all the senses of the body by giving food to the stomach, therefore a devotee simply offers everything to the Supreme Personality of Godhead to receive the best results of charity, religious performances, sense gratification, and even liberation. Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome all the devotees for the daily Srimad Bhagavatam class conducted by Bhakti Sangha Japa group, and my great pleasure to be here amongst the devotees to share some reflections on this beautiful section and the verse. And Narada Muni is giving instructions on what is an ideal family life and how should one conduct being a grahastha. So it's almost like a grahastha manual or a compendium that if one is a grahastha, then what are the duties that he needs to perform. And when he's speaking about charity and doing tapasya, he says that the place, kala, desha, patra, these three are important to select. And as Prabhupada mentions here, that verses 20 onwards, Narada Muni explains that how if one performs the Shraddha or any religious ceremonies in the Uttarayan, from Makara Sankranti onwards, or it says that on the day of Makara Sankranti, it is very auspicious. It is very good to do the Shraddha ceremonies, and also the Karkata Sankranti. So Sankranti comes every whenever the sun enters a different constellation, it is a Sankranti. So in this way, he explains different times, and these different, we may call them muhurtas. So these times are especially empowered to be favorable for our bhakti. And therefore, in these times when we do tapasya, when we do any type of religious or devotional activities, the benefit that we get is much more than other times. Just like when a ship is on the sea, on the ocean, then the ship knows when is the currents favorable for it. And when the currents are favorable for the ship, then if it just adjusts its sails properly, then the ship can very easily go towards the destination that it wants to go. And so same way, there is the universal wind, or the kalena gavira ramasa. Time is compared to a subtle force that is moving everything. And on these occasions, the Mother Nature is more, it's almost like a portal being opened on occasions, on these special occasions, whereby we could come out of our conditionings and our karmas if we take shelter of Krishna. And so therefore these different times are these powerful portals that open up our access. And also, just like the time may be favorable, but the place also have to be desha. The place also has to be favorable for us to perform religious activities, pious activities. So therefore, the banks of the holy places, or where the deities are installed, or where the devotees are doing kirtan, there is no better holy place than these places. At the banks of these holy rivers, Mother Ganga, Mother Yamuna, Saraswati, Godavari, Kaveri, Narmada, Sindhu. These are the 7 divine rivers that flow in. They are called as Jivanadi. They are ever flowing, and we can see that Yudhishthir is a very elevated and soul. He is situated at the platform of pure devotional service, but because he is playing the role of a king, because he is a grahastha, he is sincerely inquiring. And Narad Muni, although he is also at a very high stage of bhakti, he is not underscoring, he is not devaluing the basic regulations that a householder should follow. So, which is quite interesting that two very exalted, highly absorbed in Krishna devotees, and this is almost towards the end of the 7th canto. 7th canto begins with at the Rajasuya Yagya, when Yudhishthir Maharaj sees the severing of Shishupal. He startled, especially when the soul of Shishupal, it enters into Lord Krishna. And we hear of some pastimes where Krishna has been favorable, has been partial towards the devotees, towards the devatas. Samudra Manthan pastime, so much hard labor both the parties did. Ultimately, Krishna stole from the devatas, from the asuras, and he gave to the rakshasas. So Krishna seems to be partial. Krishna seems to be that he sides with and there's a verse also that why does Krishna side with them? Because they are taking full shelter of Krishna, and because their motive, along with their sense enjoyment, is to abide by the order of Lord. Therefore, Krishna, he is apparently giving them the nectar. So in that pastime, seems to be Krishna is partial to the devatas, and here in this pastime, we see that how Krishna is partial. Krishna is partial to the Rakshasas, a person who was for his entire life hating Krishna and blaming Krishna and abusing Krishna. He is given moksha, and if not following any kind of religious activities, one can achieve moksha, then why follow? And it seems to and to those who are pantastu koti shatavatsara sampragamyo vayo ratapi manaso munipungavana. So many munis, sages, they are trying to achieve the lotus feet of Krishna for pantastu koti shatavatsara, for thousands and thousands of years. They are trying to achieve lotus feet of Krishna, but they are not able to achieve. And here in Shishupal, he achieves. So this seems to be, and okay, is Krishna partial? So does he give preference to the Rakshasas? It's also not like that. There are people like Vena and so many others who are so impious, and God does not send them to Vaikuntha. Does not send them to nirvana, to the moksha. It does not give him moksha. So even among the Rakshasas, to some he is partial, to Bali, to here in Shishupal, and to some demons he is not. So therefore, Yudhishthir Maharaj is not able to grasp the logic that Krishna is using by which he is acting. The way we all live our life is, our logic is that whoever is, whatever is good for myself, for my profit, we do it. And for Krishna, first of all, he has no enemies or friends. So how is it that he is favorable to some, he is not favorable? Beautiful discussion happens, and therein Narada Muni emphasizes about being absorbed in the personal form of Krishna. Yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niveshayet. That the benefit that Shishupal had was that he was not impersonally hating Krishna, or he was continuously meditating on the form of the Lord. And because he was continuously meditating on the form of the Lord, although hatefully, therefore that verse is there, whether Kamsa interacted with Krishna with Dvesha, or the gopis interacted Krishna with Kama, both got purified. Both, of course, both didn't achieve the same position in the spiritual world, but both achieved the spiritual realm. And because both of them, they were continuously meditating on the form of Krishna. So therefore, how important is deity worship? How important is for us to keep remembering the form of and the Lord in his deity form is so merciful that he reciprocates so many pastimes. Now we hear, recently I was hearing a story told that there was one lady who was in Calcutta, was on a deathbed, and she wanted to have a picture of Radha Krishna in front of her before, as she's leaving her body. So immediately they sent someone to ISKCON temple. Where will they get Radha Krishna's photo? ISKCON. So they came to ISKCON temple, to the gift shop, to ask, we want a frame of Radha Govind, which are the presiding deities at 3C Albert Road. And in the shop there were no photos. All the photos were gone. And because this call had come to one of the senior leaders there, he was searching everywhere. And somehow that day in the gift shop, all the photos were over. And this shop owner, this gift shop person said that somehow everything is over. Even I am surprised. And if you could wait for a while, by in 1 or 2 days I can get a photo. But because he was on that lady was on deathbed, this temple president, he just took the photo of Radha Shyam Sundar that was on in his office, and he sent that photo. And then after a few days, this family visited Radha Govind temple in Kolkata, and they thanked very much, that thank you so much, suddenly we wanted this photo and then you sent. And moreover, we were so surprised by that you sent Radha Shyam Sundar's photo. And then they were sharing that long back in 1972, that old lady, she had visited Vrindavan, and when she had visited Vrindavan, she went to meet Prabhupada when Krishna Balaram temple was being constructed. And when she saw how there was all the construction happening, she also wanted to offer something. So she asked Prabhupada, can I do some seva for you? And Prabhupada said, we have these deities of Radha Krishna to be made, so if you could support in any way that. And then she immediately gave a check for carving of the Radha Shyam Sundar. And Radha Shyam Sundar reciprocated with her, that at the end of her life, those deities photo only she was looking. And it's so mystical, and that's how the Lord reciprocates, that because she served Radha Shyam Sundar and Prabhupada in 1970s, almost after 30 years, and she was in Kolkata, she was not even in Vrindavan, and no photo being available, and Radha Shyam Sundar photo going there and reciprocating with her devotion for and her service which really, emphatically tells us that how much the Lord is, worthy of our worship. No other master, they are capable of reciprocating or remembering what all we have done. Sometimes, people just royally forget what we what, and even ourselves, it's so easy to forget the favors that have been done. But Krishna is, he never forgets even a small little intent of service that was there in someone's heart. But Putana, how did she get this birth? Because in the past time by Vamana avatar, she had just a desire to feed milk to this little boy Vamana, this dwarf. But then she also had this anger that her brother or father was thrown, what do you call, pressed to the Patal, to the Sutala Lokas. So, and Krishna remembered both. So, and even in Gopinath temple, once a person was passing away, and they asked, can we get some garland? And and it was the day of Narasimha Chaturdashi, and all the temple became very late, like 9:30 or 10 o'clock, and all the garlands were already removed, and the Lord was almost about to rest. And garlands in temples, they easily go off, and there was no other garland, and there was the last garland that was on Narasimha Dev's diorama. So then they removed that particular garland, and they gave this old person, this family whose father was living, and of course they sent some Mahaprasad also. And later that family came and was thanking, and was that this man, he used to stay nearby, and because of his knee problem and other things, he was hardly used to come up to take darshan of Radha Gopinath. He only used to come into the courtyard, and just next to the gate was kept the dioramas of Narasimhadev. And every day used to offer pranam to the deity of Narasimhadev, and then used to walk off. And somehow on the day of Narasimha Chaturdashi, he left his body, and reciprocating with that just pranam that every day this person faithfully did, Lord Narasimhadev sent his own garland, and nothing else was. So sometimes sometimes we think that we are the ones who are managing, making people devotees, and doing everything, but it is Krishna whose loving glance, his loving care, they're just only instruments. Therefore, herein this verse is coming that only Krishna is worthy of giving everything. No one else is worthy of offering our everything, because everyone, someone or other, everyone is a limited conditioned soul. They can't really reciprocate. There is this story of Harold Kushner when his daughter passed away because of a disease. We tell this story in Gita course. When his daughter passed away at the age of 12 or 13, having a disease, so he was a priest, a father in a church, and he was suffering so much that he started to wonder that why did God take my child? Is it that God is not aware that my child is having a disease and she's suffering? Is it? But God is omniscient. He knows everything. Everyone, he knows everyone's intentions. He knows desires. He knows limitations. He knows. So he's known as Kshetrajna Mam Vidhi Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. In Gita 13th chapter, Krishna says that apart from the soul, O Arjuna, I am there in everyone as the knower of everyone. So Sarva Kshetragyasya mam vidhi. Sarva kshetreshu. In all living entities, Krishna is there. Therefore, there is nothing that Krishna doesn't know. And so then he was thinking, okay, maybe Krishna knows, but he doesn't have the power to save my child. But like sometimes, we know somebody is in a problem, but we don't have the solution for their problem. Or somebody is having a disease, deadly disease, and we just don't have the capacity to help them. But God is omnipotent. He is all powerful. There is nothing that he cannot do. And if he is a God who is not all powerful, then what kind of God can he be? So then, then is it that God is not all loving? Is it that God hates me or my child? Because sometimes, some people know that we are in problem. Some people can also help. They have the resources to help, but still they don't help because they just don't have love in their hearts, space in their hearts. I see this many times sometimes in local trains, that in Bombay local trains, if any of you travel, they're really packed. And if you're not a Mumbaite, if you're not a regular traveler in these trains, you literally can't enter, can't exit. So, and it's each seat is made for three people, and sometimes they squeeze in a fourth or 3.5. And most of the times when you go and ask, thoda sar kiye, give me this half seat, most people will say, kahan jagah, there is no space. And I literally saw this once, he said that there is no space. And then one of their friends came up. And when their friend came, immediately they called him and said, hey, Patil, Zara, come, Patil and another. They all adjusted and created the space. Why? Because there is love, there is affection for that person. Therefore, there is, he could create that space. So when there is, priority, when there is love, we make time. We make that space for the other person. So is it that God is so busy? No, although he wants, he can help, he just doesn't love. But God is all loving, he loves everyone, omnibenevolent. So then why did this happen? Of course, in the Christian circles, the law of karma is not completely understood beyond a birth, beyond death. Although the saying is there, as you sow, so shall you reap. It is in the Bible, but they limit it to just this one lifetime, and therefore the whole thing appears to be very unjust God. But in the karmic, in the Vedic understanding, because the karma passes on from one life to life, there is nothing that God unnecessarily troubles. It is our own doings. Now that we have kept Krishna separate, not to touch us, we wanted to live a life independent of God. It's all happening under the supervision. At the same time, God does not intervene into our lives. So Krishna very much loves us. At the same time, he gives us the full freedom to reciprocate, to deal with him in a way. Therefore, Krishna says, "Ye tama prapandante tam sataiva bhajami." That as you surrender, so shall I reciprocate. And therefore, Krishna, he reciprocates with the type of service, with the type of activity that we do in our life. And therefore, Krishna, and especially when we do some service, Neha Vikrama Nashosti, even a small little service, Krishna doesn't forget. So yes, one should do all these religious activities and lead a ideal life. But the ultimate conclusion is that one should offer one's everything to Krishna. Once a devotee came to Prabhupada, and he was saying that, Prabhupada, I want to give up everything and just take sannyas. I want to leave everything. And then Prabhupada very seriously asked, what do you have to give up? And the misconception that this is mine, it is that thing that we need to give up. Otherwise, everything is Krishna's. At the end of life, Krishna can take away. We are now seeing, the California fires, at within few, 1 or 2 weeks, so much devastation, millions of dollars of worth of all these homes are just burnt. So much money might have been spent, to bring all these nice homes and their shelter. But if something is not done against as per the will of the Lord, and the nature of material world is that there can be danger at every step, at every just. Now that's why every day morning we sing Samsara Dava Nalalita Loka. That this material world, we are stuck in a forest fire. Not just California, everyone is stuck in a forest fire where so much anxieties, conflicts within our own selves, the world outside, confusion, darkness, ignorance, all this, and we are engulfed in that. And the spiritual master is like that rain cloud that comes to mitigate all the suffering by connecting us to Krishna. What does the spiritual master carry? He carries Krishna with him. And then when Krishna and when the disciples take Krishna, and that's why in the Mangalarti, we are soaking in the beautiful form of Krishna, the beautiful holy names of Krishna, so that as much as we soak in, that's what will come out. And if we have soaked in something else, something else will come out. One of our devotees, he was going through a surgery. So, and they had given him anesthesia, and he was chanting. He was chanting Hare Krishna, and then they gave, and he immediately went into total unconsciousness. And when he came out of unconsciousness, he started from where he left off. So he ended at Hare Krishna, and when he woke up, he started Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Because he's so absorbed that even in that unconscious state, although there was a pause, the moment the pause came out, he was conscious. He repeated the holy names exactly, and he was sharing that he had this great fear that what will come out of his mind, of his mouth, when he is in a delirium. Because when we are in delirium, we are really right now so much maybe whether it be anger or some lusty thoughts or anything, something about what's the world, still we have a certain hold on. But when somebody is in dream, in things, then there is no control, and whatever it is that comes out. And this devotee was sharing that when I was having this fear, will my some girlfriend's name come out, or will that thing, this can come out? But he was thanking Krishna that Krishna removed all that, and all that he kept with him was the holy name, and the holy names came out. And just today I was hearing one nice story of one of the devotees of Panduranga Vittala, known as Chokamela. And this Chokamela, he was a very poor person, and he was a great devotee. There's so many stories, but somehow he died during when he was building a wall, when he was part of construction of a wall, and some of the wall collapsed. There were around 10-12 people who all got crushed under this huge wall, and they all died. And all of them, because they were so crushed and they had no one to care for them, so they all did a mass burial. And when they did a mass burial, then Vittala, Lord Panduranga Vittala, he came in the dream of one of the sadhus, pujaris, and he said, there is this devotee who died recently, and his desire, one of his prominent desires was that I should be, cremated near the temple of Lord Vittal, so that I can always remain near his devotees. So can you go and please bring the body of the devotee and cremate it near to the Vittala temple. So when he went there and when he excavated that burial ground, then there were 10, 12 bones, skeletons that were there, because it was quite some time. And then he was thinking that how will I recognize the devotee's remnants. And then Lord Vittala, he gave him a vision, and he said that you go and pick up any bone, and you see if any sound comes from the bone. And with my devotee's bones, my names will come from his bone. So when this saint took the bone and he kept it near him, then he heard Panduranga Vittala from the bone. And that's how he could find out the exact skeleton of this devotee, and he brought it, that particular devotee's remnants, and right in the precincts of Pandharpur Vittala, his samadhi is there, which is very rare. Except very great Paramahamsas, we don't have samadhi in the precincts of a temple. But Lord Vittala himself had ordered, and this devotee, imagine what kind of absorption he had in Vittala, although he was so downtrodden, working hard to make money, but because his consciousness, and he was continuously using his tongue to chant the names Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, that penetrated to his bones. Now, if a scratch comes on our skin, we will forget Krishna. But we have to absorb ourselves so much that just like Haridas Thakur said, that every drop of my blood, every part of my body will only be chanting the holy names Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So we knew the story of Haridas Thakur, but just when I heard this story yesterday, I was very ecstatic that such love the Lord has for his devotees, that he brings in, and he keeps those devotees always near his lotus feet. That's what is called as Prabhupada. All the masters, they stay at the feet of the master. All those who have conquered their senses and have surrendered to Krishna fully, Krishna never wants to leave them. And and not just that, when I was studying at IIT, we had a devotee who for some time, he left the chanting, and he was into his regular things, and somehow he faced an accident. And when he faced an accident, in his coma, in his unconscious state, the only words that were coming out was Hare Krishna. So we may think, the holy names, they are mundane. There is some material sound vibration. Sometimes we feel sleepy, but they are very potent, and they directly connect us. And even in some of the most difficult times where we could cannot help ourselves, it is Krishna's chanting of those names. So this devotee, this who kind of went away, when he was told what he was chanting when he was unconscious, then he thought, Krishna is so merciful, he's bringing on my tongue holy names when I'm unconscious, just because I chanted for a while before. So let me consciously not take shelter of Krishna. So everything is actually Krishna's. Everything belongs to Krishna. Bhakti is a way of, becoming aware that everything actually is Krishna's. Therefore, bhakti is not an invention. Bhakti is a discovery. That all the discovery of the love that we have, that's already there. Therefore, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kapunoy Shravana Adi Shuddha Chitte Kare Uday. Krishna, the love for Krishna the soul has is already there. But now that we have become so, contaminated, corrupted with all the other things, that we have forgotten Krishna. But to understand that if you are to understand only Krishna is Sharanya, only Krishna is worthy of our shelter, because he can truly save us, he can truly reciprocate with us, he can truly understand us. And when we know with this consciousness, when we take his shelter, then Krishna, Avashya Rakshive Krishna definitely protects his devotees. And therefore, the ideal family Grahastha is one who makes Krishna as the center of his family life and not his own ego or his own ambitions. And whatever he does, great things for Krishna or small things for Krishna, he wants to keep Krishna in the center, because Krishna does not see the volume of our life. Krishna sees the content of our life. He sees the pulse that is there in each and every activity. We may be doing big things, but in that, that it is Krishna who is really empowering me, and all the glory should go to Krishna. If that consciousness is not there, then all that big thing does not give as much pleasure to Krishna. It's something like nowadays we get all these big vegetables. They look so big. Even fruits, all this guava or apple, they look so big, so colorful. But when you actually take a bite, because they are not truly grown with proper care and attention organically, there's no taste. And recently I've gone to my native place, and every day I was getting fresh vegetables to cook. And my God, the taste that each of these vegetables had that were freshly grown, none of these pizzas or pastas can give that taste. That something that is, although maybe very little, but because it is so naturally grown, it is such a taste. And our natural love that we have for Krishna, when we awaken that, the satisfaction that it can give, nothing else in this world that we artificially try to acquire, accomplish. Although the pursuit of all this is not denied, provided we align it with service to Krishna. So I'll stop here and see if any devotees have any reflections or any questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the beautiful class, Prabhuji. Very grateful to you. Thank you for making us understanding how the service to Lord is very, very important. I was also thinking that it's not that how many services we do, but then the love that we put in even one service, we do with attention and utmost care, giving full time to it, then that's what Krishna is looking forward. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. If anybody having any questions or realizations, please go ahead. Hare Krishna, is there anybody having any questions or realizations? Okay, if there are no more questions or realizations, we can end the call here. I would like to offer my obeisances to you and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Yes, Mataji, you want to speak? Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, I just want to, no question.
Oh, okay, she just raised her hand. Okay, Sushilpa Mataji, please go ahead.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanvatranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so very much for the Nectarian class. The ideal way, I just want to reflect on, but no question. So the ideal way of a lifestyle of a grihastha to have Krishna in the center. That's the main point, and not the complete family could be Krishna conscious. So at that time, Krishna sees the intention and the not the quantity but the quality of the prayer is what Krishna sees. So that's what I take away from the class, Prabhuji. Thank you so very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class and very nice examples. Prabhuji, local train example, very practical. I have seen that long back, but now it's not even possible to going in that local train. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Give on the G for giving me a little chance to serve you all. Let's
Yes,
pray.
Prabhuji. Please let me know whenever you are available because you are so busy. That's why it's very hard to keep catching you up.
Yes. I prefer short notice because long notice because I forget because so many things happen.
Yes. That's why, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And Prabhuji, are you coming to US?
Yes, plan is there, but dates are not yet finalized.
Yeah, please come to Charlotte, Prabhuji.
Sure.
Yeah,
This time I'll
thank
come.
you.
Sure.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I would like to offer my... Oh, no, Padma Mataji's raised hand.
Mataji.
Yeah, Padma Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances. Sir, Prabhu,
Yes,
this is not a question. So during your katha, you mentioned about one priest and his daughter has a disease and died 12 to 13 years. So I'm just reflecting on that katha because I really love the stories and the way how God is reciprocating the devotion and all. So the moral of that, the summary of that story is that the priest is not knowing the previous lives, this thing, that is what is the thing, Prabhu, in that? Because
yes.
he's only thinking
That's
about
the moral.
this.
That's the moral.
Okay.
This priest name is Harold Kushner. He wrote a book also called as When Bad Things Happen to Good People. He's in that book is analyzing that how can something bad happen to a good person. And our Gita course topic, why do bad things happen, actually was taken from that particular topic of the book. And in that, because the karma element is not properly understood, so it gets very confusing.
Okay.
So in that, all this analysis he does, that God, is it that God is not omnipotent or omnibenevolent? So, okay.
Got it, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Just checking one more time if any raised hand is there. No raised hands. Thank you, Prabhuji. Once again, I would like to offer my obeisances. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu bhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Is Braj Mohan Prabhuji ki
Jai.
For the key.
Wonderful class.